Hey Ma, don't come in, I'm recording.
Hey YouTube, how's it going and welcome to Crusader Kings 3. So this is going to be the newest series on the channel. I've been excited about Crusader Kings 3 since I heard it was announced, and now we are going to go and play it. So it has been a few days since the game has been released. I haven't had that much time to play it. I've played a little bit. I've had time to kind of familiarize myself with the game, but this is going to be essentially a full playthrough of whatever I feel like doing, really. And what the hell is going on with this person's clothes? Like, is this supposed to be like this? I feel like this is a bug. Anyway, without further ado, let's start a new game. So essentially we have two time periods that we can select, 867 or 1066, and then they've given you like a bunch of different rulers who are interesting to play in those times, but we are not going to play as any of these rulers. We are going to play as our own ruler. So we are going to be playing this fellow over here, Count Radboud Waldegerszoon of Holland. So he is the Count of Holland. He is over here. He's not independent. That's unfortunate. He actually has two lieges. So he's firstly part of the Duchy of Holland over here, and then he's also part of the Kingdom of Lotharingia, which is much bigger. So our goal for this game is going to be essentially we start off with just Holland. I want to try and expand, see if I can make firstly the County of Holland, but then the Kingdom of, I think it's East Frisia. I'm not sure exactly what kingdom is here. Actually, we can have a look. Oh, here, the Kingdom of Frisia. So we're going to try and form that kingdom, and then after that, I'm really not sure. I don't even know if we're going to get that far. We'll see. Alright, so let's start off with Count Radboud's traits. We have lazy, we have forgiving, and we have cynical. So lazy is just bad, really. We just lose one of every stat, which is terrible, and we get plus 15% stress loss, which is actually not that great. It's pretty garbage from what I've seen so far. Forgiving, on the other hand, is it's okay. We get some diplomacy, we lose some intrigue, and we get a tiny bit of learning. Prisoner opinion doesn't matter. Opinion of forgiving characters doesn't really matter either. But at least it is virtuous to Catholics, so we get plus 10 Catholic opinion and plus 1 piety per month. So that is kind of nice. And then lastly, we have cynical, which gives us intrigue learning, and we lose 20% of our piety, so I guess that piety doesn't really matter. And we get reduction in faith conversion cost and a bunch of other stuff. Well, just opinion stuff. So in terms of his traits, he's actually not that great. I think this is randomized because I think I like clicked on this before and he did not have these traits. He had very different traits. Actually, you know what? Let's go have a look. Let's see if I can exit the game and then like try opening it again. Yes, actually it does. It gives you random traits every time. You know what, we're just going to stick with these ones now. It's wrathful, gregarious, and greedy, so that's essentially a bunch of martial and some dread. Gregarious is people like us, we like talking to people. And greedy is people don't really, we have less diplomacy, but we get a bunch of extra income, so that's kind of nice. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. I didn't know for sure if it was going to change them, but it turns out it does. But I'm not going to like roll it until I get the best traits possible. This is fine. And we are going to put it on Iron Man mode just because we can then earn achievements, and I like earning achievements because it's fun. So here we are finally in the game, CK3. Get ready for some war, get ready for some intrigue, and get ready for some incest. Okay, maybe not incest. Incest is probably a bit too far for a YouTube series. We want to stay family friendly. But yeah, so apparently this guy has an education in learning. That's kind of not that great. I wasn't really thinking of using learning. I was thinking of more using martial. His martial skill is actually pretty good. 11 is not terrible. It's pretty okay. It's actually his best stat too. So we probably will go down the martial tree, but I just wanted to point out that we do actually have a perk, which is faithful, plus 10 clergy opinion, which is trash, I'm pretty sure. It's actually just garbage because there's like very little clergy in the game and their opinion doesn't really matter that much. Like, it's kind of important. I think the only important clergy really is here, this guy, your bishop, because if he doesn't like you, then he's not going to pay taxes to you. But I think everyone else, it doesn't really matter. And for him, it's probably just much easier to improve his relation directly than to get perks and stuff. But we are going to be taking on the martial lifestyle. So in case you don't really know what lifestyles and stuff is, this game, you essentially you choose a focus, one of these three, and there's 3 for each lifestyle. You choose one of them, and then you get experience over time, You also get a few other buffs depending on which one you choose, and then you can essentially, whenever you like fill up this bar, you get a perk, and then you can fill out these trees and get good stuff for your characters. So for Radboud, we're going to go ahead and grab Gallant. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. This tree essentially, I should actually just explain what these 3 trees are for this lifestyle. So this strategist tree is pretty much what it sounds like. It's just improving your troops. It's making your troops better and like more survivable and that kind of thing. It's a pretty good tree. Then Overseer is more like controlling your own territory and stuff. It's kind of okay, I think. From what I've seen, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. And Gallant is kind of interesting. So Gallant, this right side of the tree is all about kind of making you and your knights stronger. So you can see here, knight effectiveness plus 75%. Kingsguard, you get 4 extra knights. Never Back Down is friendly fatal casualties down and advantage up. So that's just kind of battle in general. And this one, you get extra prowess and reduces risk of commanding armies. So it's kind of like, this is kind of like the fighting side, and this side is really interesting. So this is you get like courtship, so you can romance and elope people easier. You also get marriage acceptance, which is much higher, which is actually really strong. I think when I first saw this, I kind of underestimated it, but like seeing it in action sometimes, it's actually really powerful, because it allows you to essentially do marriages that are better than what you actually should be doing. So you can marry up really easily. For yourself, definitely, because you get plus 50, but even for like your family, your heir can marry up really easily, which is really good. So that's really powerful. And then we have loyalty and respect, which is okay. You get like bonuses from your spouse. Peacemaker just makes all of your pieces have more acceptance. So essentially it's plus 10 war score, which is pretty much consistent for every Paradox game, right? If you've been watching the Stellaris, it's just plus 10 war score. And Gallant is just a trait at the end, which is just gives you more prowess and a bunch of other nice stuff. But yes, this is the tree that we're going to go down. And to start us off, we are going to go ahead and choose the Chivalry focus, because I want more prowess in battle in case I have to fight. That's really good. But also because I really just want this advantage, plus 5, that's huge in a battle, I think. And it's much better than getting extra dread gain, because dread has kind of like, it kind of just goes towards value, so dread gain just makes it go towards that value faster. Doesn't really like make that value go higher. And strategy focus just gives you martial. I don't really need that, so we're gonna go chivalry. Alright, now, so first thing I need to kind of talk about is the fact that we have very low military strength, only 142 levies, which is like nothing. Our neighbors over here have 230. This guy has 340. This is our liege. He owns the Duchy of Holland, so yeah, we're like one of his counts, so he has control over us. And there's also someone over here, I think. Yeah, this guy has also roughly 200 soldiers, so we all have roughly the same amount of soldiers if we ignore the liege. So we could fight each other, but it's kind of, you know, 50-50 chance that we're gonna win. Actually, we have a bit less, but yeah, it's still like even chance of winning. Now, increasing my levies is going to be very costly, and it's going to be very difficult to do. So what I actually just want to do is I want to get knights. I want to get a lot of really good knights in my army and just have them be really effective, right? So really professional. And while I'm talking about like getting knights and stuff, essentially you have you have like 3 types of units. You have levies, which are like your peasants. Then you have men at arms, and they're kind of like more trained soldiers, so they have like proper weapons and stuff, so they're a lot stronger. And then you have knights, who are like, I guess, like heroes. They're knights, right? So they're really strong, and they do a lot. And essentially your army can be like different qualities, right? And that depends on the composition of the army. So you want enough knights and enough men at arms to, I guess, offset the fact that you have really poor like quality peasants and levies and stuff. So yeah, right now we have an elite quality army, probably because most of we have 3 knights for an army of 140, and you can get like 10 knights for armies of thousands and thousands of peasants, and it can still be like pretty high quality. So we have very high proportion of knights. So the question then is, how are we going to get more knights? Because we only have 3 out of 5 right now, and honestly, one of them is crap. This guy down here, he only has a prowess of 1, so he's god-awful knight. He's my marshal as well. My marshal has a prowess of, okay, that's really embarrassing. But then I also we have 2 knights who are okay. 8 and 9 is not bad. It's pretty decent. But we need to get more knights, of course, so what we're going to do is we are going to get our marshal. He's actually pretty good at marshalling. I thought because he's so bad at prowess, he'd be a bad marshal, but actually he's pretty good. He just doesn't do combat very well for whatever reason. Who knows? But essentially our marshal can be doing two jobs right now. He can increase our levy size and garrison size and reinforcement rate by a certain amount. That's kind of useful, plus 20%, so that means our armies are 20% bigger. That's kind of huge when you think about it. Alternatively, we can reduce our men-at-arms maintenance. We don't have any right now, but that's fine. Or we can have a chance of finding a new commander or knight each month, which is ridiculously strong. We need that so badly because we just really need to find some knights. Right now, we just don't have enough knights in our army, and the ones that we do have are kind of not that great. If we can find more of them, that's going to be good. And he can also, I believe, he has a chance of, improving our knights. So he can also make our knights stronger than they already are. So that's really, really good. As for the rest of our council, our chancellor essentially will just stay on foreign affairs because we get extra prestige, and this one's kind of bad, I think. Well, it's okay. It makes your vassals like you more, but I don't have any vassals, so that's useless for me. This guy will just collect taxes, otherwise he could develop the county, but there's not really that much point to it, so we're not going to bother. This guy can disrupt schemes or support schemes or find secrets. I think maybe we'll change this in a bit. I'm not 100% sure, but she's actually a terrible spy master. She only has an intrigue of 5, so maybe we can even find someone who's better. We have our marshal is better. This guy who's a guest at my court is better. She actually is like the best that I have. Which is, you know, it's kind of just indicative of the fact that I'm just a count. I don't have very many people in my court, so I don't have very many options for my council, right? So it's kind of difficult. But yes, the most important person right now is my bishop. So he actually has an insane learning of 17. That's actually ridiculous. But we are going to go ahead and fabricate a claim on a county. I want to have a claim on this one, Zealand. We're gonna do that because it's kind of the closest. And I think he's kind of weak. I mean, we could go up here and try and get this guy. He's technically weaker, but I think this guy's closer and easier. This guy also has 5 knights. So maybe we actually should go for the other guy, because this guy only has 3 knights. He might be a little bit easier. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's fine. We lose no progress because I didn't even unpause the game. So we're going to get a claim on this one, and then we're going to essentially invade him when I have the army strength. Alright, so greedy is actually going to come quite in handy for us because we are getting plus 15% income. That's going to help us, I guess, grow our economic base quite early in the game. So that's going to be super useful. We might even be able to get some men-at-arms if I wanted to. I don't know if I do want to. I guess we'll see. But anyway, the first thing I really want to do is I want to get this guy to like me, because right now I don't have any chapel holdings or whatever they're called, temple holdings. So right now it doesn't actually have any effect. But here if he doesn't like me, he's not going to pay taxes to me or give me levies. So once the church, I guess, gets some holdings in my area, he's not going to give me anything. Right now it's not a big deal, but we may as well just try and sway him already. 56% chance to success. That's not bad. It's a personal, what is it called, a personal scheme? Yeah, a personal scheme. So it's not like a hostile scheme. There's no real drawbacks to failing it, I don't think. There's a few, I think, but not too bad. And people are already creating factions against my liege. They're not happy that what did he do? I think he increased crown authority. So now this guy already wants it lowered. I could join the faction if I wanted to, but I kind of just want to save my army so that I can fight this guy. And we got an event, the Way of the Hammer. So the endless clash of metal on metal, the chafing of armor, the sting of sweat. It is a dance that is as familiar as it is exhausting. To raise my hammer, attack, dodge, defend, and repeat. Maybe it would be good to practice my skills with another weapon. So I can either do me and my trusted hammer will not part, and then I get +2 prowess for the rest of my life. That's huge. Or I can say, let's end the monotony, hand me another weapon. So 70% chance of gaining some prestige and martial lifestyle experience. That's pretty good. 100, that's like a tenth of a skill point. That's pretty huge. Otherwise, we might get wounded. That's not too bad. We get a bit of a severe penalty to health, but we should be able to survive it. And we only get 50 martial lifestyle experience. Honestly, I'm tempted to just grab the respected expert. See, I'm not sure I'm not sure if you're the commander of an army if you still fight the battles. I don't think you do. But I honestly, at this point, I don't even think I need to command my armies. I think, yeah, I think this guy has a better marshal than me anyway. So I could probably just let him lead my armies instead. So that being said, I probably don't need the 2 prowess. We're gonna go ahead and gamble. We're gonna hopefully get the martial life experience. And I mean, 75 prestige, that's nice too. I stumbled and injured myself. Okay, that's not that's not great, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So my son has gained the trait of charming, so increased diplomacy and intrigue. Okay, that's all right. I think that's pretty good. It seems like a positive trait, and it seems like my wound is infected. That's very bad. That's very bad. Am I gonna die like immediately? That's gonna be awful. Alright, I could try and hire a court physician. That's probably gonna be fine. Let's go and do that. We have 2. Let's check their learning. This guy's learning is 10. This girl's learning is 7. 7's not too. It's poor apparently. 10 is average. But I don't want to spend 50 gold on a physician. But at the same time, I don't want to hire someone who's going to fail. You know what? Maybe there's someone in my court who has some good learning. I don't know. Can I just hire anyone from my court? Like you. Can I just make you my court physician? Appoint as court physician. Apparently I can just do that. So yeah, sure, make him the court physician then. Alright, so he wants to treat me. Time has come to treat your wounds. I'm certain a simple treatment will suffice, but the choice is yours. Okay, then just do a simple treatment. And I lost infected wound, I lost the trait wounded. So he cured me. He cured me for the small cost of $10, I think. That is amazing. Alright, and apparently I have to have my wife tutor one of my council people. I don't want them to be pissed. One of them is going to be pissed. I don't want it to be my spy master. It's important to have your spy master like you. My marshal already kind of hates me, so I guess my chancellor. Yeah, he's okay with me. So let's go ahead and help the chancellor. And apparently my court physician's knowledge has increased, so he's now a novice physician. Wow, he's actually pretty good. He's pretty smart too. 18 learning, excellent learning. Damn, he's going to be a great doctor. Alright, so this event is about supplying our armies. It's not really important what it says here. If you want to read it, you can pause the video. I'm going to... There's 3 options. I can either get 50-50 for well-provisioned armies or armies lacking provisions. But I can get 100 martial lifestyle experience if I get the good one. This one gives me stress. It gives me... I lose gold, and then I get the good one, essentially, but that's not really worth it. We can also get accustomed to foraging, which gives me minus 10% hostile county attrition and plus 10% supply duration. But I'm just gonna gamble it. I don't really care about supply capacity that much. I don't think it's huge, so we're gonna just gamble it. And it seems like it's paid off. I think it paid off. So I already got 100 martial lifestyle experience, which is huge. I also can either do this one, which means I get the well-provisioned armies, and I get this, and I either get stressed because I'm greedy, or I can skim a little off the top and gain 50 gold. You know what? I'm gonna take the gold. The gold is so big. Plus 50 gold, that's absolutely huge. And apparently one of my warriors have been wounded during the training. That's not ideal. You know what? We actually have so much gold. I'm thinking about just inviting knights to the court. It's 150 prestige. That's a little bit of prestige, but you usually get really good knights. Yeah, see, they have at least 12 prowess, so that's pretty good. Let's just try and do that, see if we can get some, because I haven't found any yet, and I want good knights. So one of them hasn't arrived immediately. This guy has a prowess of 20. He only cost me 25. That's not a huge amount of money. We're gonna hire him because he's really good. I also have to buy the claim, so that's gonna cost me 66 gold. So now I'm down to 35 gold. That's not huge, but I can declare war on him now when I'm ready. We have similar military strength, it says right now, but I'm just gonna keep getting more knights for a little bit, and then I'll declare war on him after. Alright, see, our commander has significantly improved. This guy, he has gained the trait cautious, so he can get his battle rolls are a little bit better. The minimum goes up by a lot, but the maximum goes down by a little bit. Also, his martial increased by a little bit. That's okay. Who is this? This is Bledros. I don't think he's gonna be my commander anyway, so it's not really a big deal. And this knight has 14 prowess. He only costs 20. We're gonna go ahead and recruit him as well. just because I just want him. I want good knights. And this guy, so this is my liege. He wants my son to become Kolbjorn's ward. And he will become Norse. No, I don't want him to become Norse. And this guy, I was looking at his stats too. He's trash. He's not a good teacher. I'm not going to do that. I should probably send him to be taught by somebody though. Maybe my marshal or something. Well, my marshal doesn't really like me very much, so maybe don't send him there. We could actually send him to the bishop. How good is the bishop? Is only really good in learning is the only thing. So if I want my son to be good in learning, that'll be good, but I don't really want him to be good in learning. You know what, this guy's stats are actually okay. I think we're gonna go ahead and send him to my marshal, because he actually does have quite good marshal. Our marshal has quite good marshal. And I kind of want my son to maybe become a knight. I just want him to be good at wars, because there's going to be a lot of wars and it's going to be important. Okay, so the best guardian in this court is actually this guy, Bledrose. He has the best martial, and he has a lot of other good skills that are kind of okay. I don't know if I really want him to teach my son. His overall his skills are pretty good, but I kind of want him to be focused here on martial. So I think we're going to give him to this guy. He might have slightly fewer skills overall, but I also think he needs a little bit of intrigue, and this guy's intrigue is crap. So we're going to give him here so that he has more variety. It's also going to make my marshal like me more by 25, so it's going to be pretty good. So my bishop asked me, who's the most elegant person you have ever heard of? Me. Of course it's me. Gain 75 prestige? Yes. And the last knight has arrived in my court. I think this is the last one. And he's also really good. 17. We're going to recruit him, even though it cost me a little bit of money. So now we have some really strong knights. So it'll only be the top 5 that I get to use. So this guy, 4, 5. These bottom 2 are kind of trash. 8 and 7, not that great. But these 3 at the top are really strong. Alright, now, apparently my neighbor has gotten a claim on me. That's not good. That's not what was supposed to happen. And we got a perk. So, first perk is Stalwart Leader. We are going to get +4 prowess and reduce the risk of commanding armies. This actually doesn't matter. It would matter if I was actually better at martial myself and I was leading armies, but I'm not. So it should be fine. Actually, I do get +5 advantage. Maybe I will end up leading armies anyway, especially if I get this other +5 advantage down here. We might just get like +10 advantage so that it's just worth it for me to be leading armies, regardless of the fact that my marshal is kind of like meh. And I have another challenge. You know what? We're gonna try. We're gonna try 55% chance to get 100 martial life experience. I love life experience, and I was humiliated, and now I'm wounded, and he's a dishonorable duelist. And hey, this guy instantly healed me. This physician is so good. He just like removes all my wounds immediately. And I kind of didn't get to show you it because it went away too fast. But this guy, one of my knights, just learnt this trait, Aspiring Blade Master, which gives him +3 prowess in battle. That's really strong. And that's one of the reasons I really like this like trained commanders, because it gives you some really good buffs on your people. And I think as well, the fact that I have a really good physician means that any like injuries you get from this job doesn't really matter. And I also was able to sway my bishop, and now he is supporting me. Not that he has any levies or taxes to give me, but it's good that he supports me now. Alright, so right now we're kind of just waiting for this perk, Chivalric Dominance, plus 75% knight effectiveness. Essentially makes your knights 2 times as good. That's so broken. We're just going to wait for that, and then we're going to go to war. This guy really wants my son to be this guy's ward. It's not happening. You're mad at me already, and it's still not happening. This guy's trying to like convert me into being Norwegian. I actually would like to mention, I completely forgot to say this. This guy, the guy who is currently the Jarl, so he owns Holland, he's actually a Norwegian. He's Norse. So I kind of want to replace that because we are Dutch. Most people here are kind of Dutch, but this guy who owns the duchy is actually Norwegian. And once again, one of my knights has improved his prowess. This job is so good. It's so good. If you're playing this game, like this sounds good. You get plus 19, you get plus 20% levy size. But this is really, really strong because during peacetime, you just train up all your commanders and stuff and make them really powerful. And then once you're like ready to go to war, you make this guy switch jobs, and then you get like a bunch of extra levy size, and then you wait for it to fill up and go to war. And so it seems like he's actually, my liege has expanded up into Denmark right now. That's worrying for these guys. Alright, and so my marshal wants to apparently talk to me. I get 50 marshal lifestyle experience, which is great. I can also get either respected figurehead, plus 25% levy reinforcement, that's okay. Or I can make him like me more. I just want him to like me more. I think that's good. Alright, and so apparently someone has come to my court and he's talking about he wants to be represented in the government. Wouldn't it be too much to ask for one of our own people to have a place in your administration? I could let him join my court. He actually, if I let him join my court, he could become a knight, and he has good prowess. Plus his 14 prowess, that's pretty good. He also has hail, which is, it's a gene, essentially, and you can inherit that stuff, which is cool. But I probably won't marry into this guy's family, because his dynasty is probably crap. But, yeah, I'm not sure what it means where I say he can rule Holland from this point forward. I don't know what that's gonna do. It says it gives me a strong hook on him, and it makes him like me a lot more. Otherwise, he could just join my court, and he would like me more. You know what, I could just let him join the court. I don't want to agree to anything that I don't want, but he should become one of my knights. And let's see if we can find him. I think it was this guy, maybe? Yeah, I think it was this guy, because he had this trait. So, yeah, now I have another really strong knight. That's amazing. And I got the martial perk that I needed, chivalric dominance. That's huge. Knight effectiveness plus 75%. So actually, I think it shows it in here as well. Yeah, here, knight effectiveness plus 75%. So it's going to be absolutely insane. We're going to go ahead and go to war with this guy. Alright, now it says we are similar. He has 135 levies and 4 knights. I think I have less levies, maybe? Oh, he actually has, wow, he has light footmen. So he has men-at-arms. We should maybe consider grabbing some men-at-arms as well in that case, because otherwise we're just going to get destroyed by his men-at-arms. So why don't we could actually counter his light footmen. If we were to grab, what is it, bowmen? Yeah, so if we were to grab bowmen, we could actually counter his light footmen. That's going to be really strong. So let's go ahead and wait a bit for that to reinforce, and then we'll go to war. When the midwife finally exits the birth chamber with a softly crying bundle in her arms, relief washes over me. Then I see the look on her face. I'm sorry, my lord, Lady Elitis. Words fail her, but the tone of her voice says it all. One life has been extinguished, but a new one has just begun. I must stay strong for my son. Okay. That's quite tragic. We could name it after her father, Gerolf. So my wife is dead, apparently. That's sad. We're gonna have to remarry. I only have 2 children at this point, I think. So we probably need to make some more children. Can this guy just fuck off, seriously? Okay, it is the 2nd of July, 873, and we are going to go to war. I've let the thing build up a little. The men-at-arms, so we should be fine. We have similar regiments to him. He has 100 light footmen, 136 levies, and 4 knights. I have 1 more knight. I also have really strong knights. I don't think he does, and my knights do like double damage. So we should be fine. I've just taken all precautions, but I think we should be okay. And here they are, 244 units of elite quality, 5 knights, 75 archers, and 164 levies. These archers will fill up over time. Right now it's 75 out of 100, but that should be fine. And the best commander it's me. It actually is me. I'm surprised by that, but yes, chivalry focus gives me +5, so that's absolutely huge. We are going to command the army. Anyway, that is probably enough for the first episode. I hope you are enjoying CK3. I am absolutely loving this game. It is really insane. There's so much detail, and you can tell there's a lot of love put into this game. I'm having the time of my life. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.